Alright, so in this one, we are going to reacting to Slack X's Who is Truly the Best Ultra of All Time. This released December 10th, so I believe Super Saiyan 4 Goku is not out yet, but I've been asked to watch this and see. I'm pretty sure there's a clip of me in it saying something, which is interesting, because I remember him telling me about it. I just never got to it, but let's see his opinion. By the way, the Genki thing, I think this video is actually uploading after this happened, but regardless, the reveal would have been there, the new LF or Ultra. Some people were saying OG Dreeku remake, you know, Miniku. Obviously, I'm recording this before that. This is the morning of it. But we shall see what goes on, and hopefully the character is cool, as well as there is a reveals, which this will go before then, on the 27th itself. So there's the unit trailer, essentially, with the different Rose and Super 17 that you probably saw, and then the actual reveal where they're even saying there's a unique equip, which means more for LF than Ultra, because they would just say plat equip for Ultra. So things are happening soon. We shall see. Let's get into this and see what this man is cooking.
There are a total of 25 Ultra characters in Dragon Ball Legends.
Did he censor UMV?
And every single one of them has completely dominated the game in their prime.
Was that Scout? I wouldn't just say it was just him, though, to be like, that's my GOAT. Well, he's okay, GOAT, but like, him only? I mean, one of the few, I mean, not. He just hates Namek Goku and Namek Vegeta. That's all right. Listen, not everyone can have good taste.
Most of them, at least.
Not everyone.
But out of every Ultra to ever exist, who is the one that simply stood above the rest? The character that no matter how skilled you were, or no matter how hard you tried, just couldn't be beaten.
Bro hates villains.
For this video, we're going to be ranking every single Ultra character based on their kit, dominance, and overall impact on the game, to finally answer the infamous question of who deserves the title of greatest Ultra of all time.
The answer is USG, by the way. If that's not the answer at the end of this video,
you are trash!
Coming in at dead last, Ultra free-to-play.
Here we go. Slander on my GOAT.
In classic Vegeta fashion, he ended up being the worst Ultra in the entire game.
Classic Vegeta fashion. Let me tell you something, pal. We got UMV that's on this list, and I guarantee you he's top 3 on this list. So let's calm it down there, bucko.
Who's even surprised by this at this
point?
Don't
piss me off,
pal. Loser!
There's nothing to even say about this guy. He was just horrible. No dominance, no impact on the game, and was dead on release.
Wasn't that bad?
Moving on.
Let's calm down.
At number 24,
like there was a big gap
we have
between
the
these
first
two. It wasn't
Ultra
that big,
in the
bro.
entire game.
Let's
Free-to-play,
this guy was
Ultra Super Saiyan,
like, come on, Vegeta wasn't that
Goku.
shit.
And he was not that good either.
That shit is fucking
trash,
dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Oh, come on, man.
Again, not a lot I can really say here. He had zero impact or dominance. Plus, he came out during when these 3 Demon Senkais
were that we had it where Kid Goku, the Legends Road one, or now Events exclusive, is a top 1 unit on his Zenkai, given that was like when Zenkai was early days, and it was very, very, very tedious to get him Zenkai'd up as an Events exclusive unit. You know, you had to do the co-ops you had to do. But he was top 1. And the fact that Ultras, when they first got revealed and released, weren't like even near that par. I mean, I'm not even sure if either of these two right here were near top 10. I'm pretty sure they weren't, but I don't think they were. If I'm wrong, enlighten me. It sucks, because they definitely do deserve that level, especially Goku, because the moment is so cool. Vegeta, it's kind of like, okay, he killed fucking Dodoria. Oh my god, like what a guy. Like, I don't give 2 shits, but deserved better. I mean, at least initial release. Super Saiyan Goku kind of got a glaze resurgence within his unique or plat equip that he got during his last festival, but initial release definitely means a lot more.
Prime. So yeah, dead on arrival. I mean, hey, he was better than Vegeta at least, but that's not really saying much, is it? Sucks that they did this to him, especially since this is the first ever Ultra character. You would think a new rarity being introduced to the game would dominate for months on end, but nope. But hey, at least he's really good now with this plat. Arguably even top 10. Only took him 5 goddamn years, but hey, good for you, buddy.
Shadow Dragon's power, you know!
I'm so shocked that 3 free-to-play Ultras are at the bottom of the list. At least it's accurate, though. Yeah, in order as well.
Next up, we have Ultra
I will be
free-to-play
nitpicking.
Omega Shenron. On initial release, similar to Vegeta and Goku, he was utter dog shit. Also, I'm just not realizing, of course all the free-to-play Ultras were the only...
Okay. We're not going to sit here and compare Omega to Goku and Vegeta. Okay. Goku and Omega can compare. Vegeta, no. Okay.
Wants to be on
not that bad. Omega was not that
well.
bad,
Typical
bro.
legends never change, man.
That's all I remember.
Even though this character had zero impact when he first came out,
was not that
something
bad.
special did actually happen for him.
What?
Omega Shenron was the first Ultra character to ever receive a plat
Which makes no
equipment.
fucking sense.
He got it during the part 2
By
of
the
the
way.
6th anniversary, and this plat actually transformed him into a very good character. He wasn't dominating the game or anything, plus he quickly fell off like a month after.
Yeah.
But for a short period of time, he was actually viable in the meta.
Yeah.
He had pretty solid tanking, and got even
This release
stronger
was
the
not
more he
that
kept
bad,
getting.
though.
And he also
Definitely
got a
was,
much
like,
needed
beefy
boost
on
to
its
his
release.
damage.
I remember that shit.
If he had lasted longer though, maybe he would have been higher on this list.
Oh my god!
If he had a rush cancel buff effect, Omega Shenron, because Super Vegito, the blue one, given he was blue anyways, it was still gonna fuck him over. But like, if he canceled buff effect when an enemy rushed against him or his team, it would have just been so much better off aging. He was contesting with CMZ, which is Zenkai, and it's like, no shit, CMZ's gonna be better. And even then, CMZ fell off very quickly. Like, it was destined for shit. But if they just gave him that because he has endurance, would have been so nice for the guy.
God, he's so goddamn cool!
Okay,
Who
it's
is
finally
this?
time to talk about the first summonable Ultra on this list. Ultra Broly. By far the most least impactful summonable Ultra
I agree.
in the game. Now, by no means am I saying this guy was bad. That's just simply incorrect. While this character was lacking heavy in the damage department, he did make up for it with his insane
I
defensive
disagree with the
counterplay.
damage.
Broly was by far the best tank in the game. He was also able to soak up damage effortlessly, while continuously healing thanks to his unique gauge, which also removes your Vanish,
But
one
that
Dragon
blue
Ball,
card,
your Ki.
because his blue card does more damage the more, I don't know why I remember this. His blue card does more damage the more enemies remaining. So that blue card, anytime you land that, like early to mid game, and everyone's still alive, but they're like kind of teetering death, you could almost 100-0 with that blue card. I never agree with people talking about damage on Ultra Broly, because I feel like they don't know what the fuck. I don't think wasn't that one of the Ultras they didn't own? People don't know what the fuck they're talking about Ultra Broly's damage. On initial release, bro, please.
and drops all your
High
cards
stars,
when you
because
activate
you had to
it.
get him high stars.
Broly is also the first
still.
ever character to be able to cover change against every single type of card in the game.
Mhm.
He also has a really powerful
Well,
green card which can restore most of
purple
your
Bojack,
Vanish,
but, you know.
while also locking you in for 5 counts.
Close.
So in certain situations, you can legit just lock and rush your opponent. So not only was this character pretty solid, but he was also the perfect partner for LF Cooler,
Yeah.
who was the
Hey,
ultimate
a little
glass
bit of
cannon.
glazing, a little
They
bit of
work
glazing.
perfectly
Love
together.
that.
And honestly, this could have been one of the most dominant duos we've seen, if it wasn't for LFP's Gohan
I
drop.
just realized now, wasn't it where you could, I don't know if anyone even did this, but couldn't you just do, because people were running USG at the time for a cooler, right? Obviously, and just because USG was goaded, couldn't you just do USG Broly cooler? Because USG leader slot existed at that point. I think it did. It definitely did. I'm pretty sure it did. But regardless, couldn't you just do that? And then, I guess the bench might have been weird at that time, because blue Zenkai buffers were not the most perfect thing. I feel like that was never a team, but in my head, that sounds like it would have been great at the time.
like
If
2
I'm
weeks
wrong,
later. Yeah, not much else I really need to say, huh?
yeah, blue
We
beast
all know the
ruined
fate of
game.
basically every unit in the game after this biblically accurate angel spawned in. It also didn't help Broly's case that Ultra Gogeta Blue dropped a few weeks later and ended up being the perfect partner for Beast, which further cooked his chances of
Yeah,
ever
Broly should
being
have been
relevant
yellow,
again.
which
Pretty
is funny.
tragic
It's
story
doing
for
yellow
this
Saiyans,
character.
but
At least he made a
hindsight,
small
should've
comeback
been
with his
yellow.
applied equipment during 2024. He got a much needed boost to his damage and even extra defensive stats, but it wasn't near enough to make him meta viable again.
He was coping. Unfortunately, who the hell am I? I'm trying to listen from the noise prior.
You hate to see it, man. You really do. But unfortunately,
Oh yeah, I hate to. Sorry, I hate to see it. Yeah, USV. I mean, dude, that. I think people forget that USV actually was pretty impactful with his. He would infinite combo because, and given, yeah, you just cover change out, but like that you're 50-50ing everything. It's not very, concrete. They're gonna get it. But this guy legitimately could infinite combo because he would stack cardinal speed per the card he did, I believe, as well as he'd stack debuffs. So he would out damage combo comp. Like that was for a good, like, I don't know if it was a month, but a couple weeks there. This guy out damaged combo comp. I saw that as toxic because he kept clicking cards and kept having the key and kept going. That I saw that as toxic. I know most people wouldn't because he got coolered and, what the fuck are you going to do? But I feel like he was a bit, definitely wasn't one of the best ultras, but he was a bit toxic. I feel like people kind of just like, oh, my poor USV. He ain't just a victim,
Ultra Super Vegito is very low on this list. Such an unfortunate story for arguably the only real balanced Ultra we've ever gotten. This guy was perfectly designed. A phenomenal tank
To a
with
degree.
endurance that can go type
He
neutral,
was more balanced
combo
than
for long
most.
periods of time,
Broly was
and could
balanced.
just completely incinerate any opponent with his
So
ultimate.
him getting replaced that
He
fast
was also
was
the
fucked
first
too.
ever character with the counter gauge, but it isn't the one we all hate. Sounds crazy, but you could actually combo against this guy and still be able to play the game. Because in order to get the gauge to actually activate,
That
you have to
gauge
click
is
your
so
strike
bad.
card whenever your opponent used the projectile. So all you have to do was not full range blast against this guy and you would be just fine. And plus, he was the first character to finally push back these bum-ass androids out of the #1 spot. Such a Dooogote character.
Because his
For a
best
short
buddy
period of
USG,
time,
who's probably
Vegeta
top
was
one on
unstoppable. But unfortunately, for some reason, the devs just viewed this character as the Antichrist. Because they decided to drop LF Cooler
I still
like 2
don't
weeks
think
later.
Cooler was intended for USV. I'll keep it where it is. USG was running amok at this point of Cooler's release. I think it was like 7 or 8 months since USG was still like arguably the best alongside USV and the tag droids. I really do think Cooler, I know him being red does not show it, but because he neutraled, I think it does show it. I really do think Cooler was intended for USG, and USV was just a misfire. Like, he just got hit in the process, and they didn't mean for it. They didn't want that to be the case. They didn't really intend it. They wanted the color synergy blue-yellow within them. It made sense. But he just got shot in the fucking neck and took the bullet for USG more than he ever deserved. I really have no thought of why they would intend to hurt USV, because that would just decrease sales of the cool character that people want. But hurting USG, who's now 8 months old or some shit at this point, yeah, that made sense. So I really don't think Cooler was intended for USV. I can't see that in my mind. That's like saying Super Saiyan 4 Ultra Goku right now was intended for Gohan. No, like, Gohan could still fuck up Goku with ease, even despite everything that Goku has against Gohan. But maybe someone down the line is going to take the bullet for Gohan, and, you know, it's going to be a similar vibe to it. But I definitely don't think Cooler was intended for USV. There's no way. It doesn't make sense.
To take him out. Till this day, for the life of me, I will never understand what Vegito did to deserve this fate. They really let one of the most toxic units of all time terrorize the game for months. But when we finally get a balanced Ultra, oh no, yeah, crossing line there, that's way too far. Make it make sense, bro. And you want to know what's even more fucked up? 2 weeks after Vegito got his plat equipment at the end of the 7th anniversary, LF Cooler got a Zenkai 2 weeks later.
Get off that nigga dick, bro.
Now, that was intentional, but they knew USV would be fine against Cooler.
Right, I was dick right.
Like,
That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta calm down with that
easily.
shit.
The beef Cooler has with Vegito must be studied. Thank God they fumbled this bum Zenkai though, and finally gave the Go an actual chance to shine. So I guess there is a happy ending for this guy after all. He got the redemption he needed. Big W.
You're gonna fucking piss me off. You're gonna fucking piss
I'm
me
assuming
off.
this is Cell.
Coming in at number 20.
Wow,
we
crazy
have
prediction.
Ultra Perfect Cell.
I agree. I can
Iron
mix
Game,
a couple
man.
of characters
Woo,
within this,
yeah.
but, you know.
Don't you love it when
We
the
get
character
into
you've been
the
waiting
PL
years for
Ultras
gets
that,
hard
like,
countered in like 2
good for, like,
weeks and is
2
never
weeks, a
relevant
month,
again?
whatever.
Good old Legends. That's why we love it. Hey, buddy.
You should kill yourself now.
But in all seriousness, similar to Ultra Broly and
To
Vegito,
give Cell
had
some
one
credit, he's obviously referring to how Daima fucked over Cell, and fair, accurate. Cell wasn't the worst thing against Daima. Like, he definitely was one of the better choices you could run if it was, like, a newer unit option. I mean, you're not going to run fucking MZ against Daima, right? It's just, you're going to get fucking Diamond. But, Cell,
the worst fates
get
any
that
unit in
neutrally
this game
spam some
could
blast
have.
cards.
2 weeks later, after he dropped,
life, pop,
Super
pop.
Saiyan 4 Damagoku came out and just completely pushed him back. It's very unfortunate that this happened, because at that time, Cell was the only character to put Ultra Maj Vegeta in his place. And he was also the character to switch up that
MC still did
unbearable
it?
2024 Fest meta. And even worse, it didn't help that for part 1 of the 7th anniversary, the GOAT transforming MUI dropped, which put Cell in the dirt even
UI
further.
and GOAT in the
2 of the
same
most broken
sentence
blue
in
characters
DBO.
of the year dropped back to back. It's like they didn't want this character to be usable at
Cell
all.
could still fry
Thankfully,
these
recently,
units.
due to Android 13,
Just
who is
wasn't ideal
hard
to
carrying right
live
now,
against them.
Cell has been able to see a bit of a resurgence.
Android 13
It is still
Blizz.
very difficult to run him, because by this
And
point, his
flashbacks.
defenses have been completely power crept. Literally one card from any modern unit will get him to
Yeah,
half
no.
HP.
He gets
Overall, this
fucked,
character should
but
have
he could
definitely had
still-
more time to
yeah,
shine.
not now, but he
he
still
deserved
could
much
fuck,
better,
you know, a
especially
little
for
bit
being the
before
hero to
Fest.
finally push back this bum. This is probably one of, if not the most forgotten Ultra of all time.
I feel so bad for Kid Buu, because he clearly deserves an Ultra, and he got an Ultra. Bro, Red Pan started getting usage during the... He'll mention UVB here. I'm sure he won't mention Red Pan. If he does, I'll be surprised. But the reason he fell off at first, because it just sucks to even say, but Red Pan started getting more usage because Go Frieza got their buff. So Red Pan, who literally had nothing that could like be done against her via Kid Buu, nullified. People were starting to run Ultra Hit more because the best PO team when Kid Buu dropped was Hit, Rose, Kid Buu right before 5th year. So people were starting to run Hit more because Go Frieza. People started running Red Pan again because Go Frieza Glaze. And then as well as UVB drops. Like, this guy was top 1, even with Hit, or at least he was debatable top 1 with it Hit, because Hit was, you know, a couple months before, so clearly this guy's newer, he should be better. And even if he is yellow, he was toxic. Quick AoE green, cup pen stacking, lock in within his gauge blue card. He was toxic, but like this kind of level of fuckery to this character, with as alongside the Buu duo dropping, it was just kind of like what's this 1-2 punch, bro, to Buu Saga. Then they got Glaze, obviously a few years later, Buu Saga, but like Kid Buu getting fucked over, then Buu duo being as ass they were on release. Just made no sense to do to them.
Can't even remember the last time I even seen
and that was
this
the
guy.
pre-Annie
Ultra
bait,
Kid
mind you.
Buu was easily number 1 on initial release.
I don't know
a
about
very
easily.
toxic character
Hit
that
was
thankfully had an
time-skipping.
extremely short lifespan.
Kid Buu was
He
not
able to
limiting time
spawn
skips.
infinite AoE green cards,
I ran that.
and he would just non-stop
That's why I played
spam
the
them
most in this
over
game
and
ever.
over and over again,
That season.
constantly being able to gain priority over you. Extra card draw speed, and a full hand once his gauge filled up. Vanish Restoration on Blue,
Oh, yeah.
very
Forgot
annoying
that.
character to fight in his prime.
Forgot the cup
Thankfully
pen
though,
stack.
when Ultra Vegito Blue released, this guy got completely
Yeah,
killed
Red
off.
Pan hit.
Another thing that is very important to mention with this guy is the fact
did
that he was
take
the
down
first ever
UGB.
character
Yeah.
to finally put an end to
Which
Ultra
was
Vegito
very
Blue's reign of
positive.
terror.
I'd say Kid Buu's more
And trust
positive
me,
than negative.
we will be
in
getting to this
net
guy
worth.
soon enough. But besides that, this character really had minimal impact on the game, which is probably the reason why he's so forgotten to begin
Making
with.
UGB get pushed is good enough. I think
Next up, we got Ultra.
Again, we're getting to these ultras. We're probably going to see Janemba soon, I'm sure. Maybe next, actually, because it's one of those, like, they're the pre-big thing happening character, and then here's the big thing that happens, and then this character gets fucked over. Frieza got fucked over because Synchro Fusing happened. He would do his comeback, and then you Synchro Fuse, so now you're full health. So what the fuck is his comeback even doing? Which, very direct counter to Frieza. But Frieza Glaze was like... Frieza Glazed was number 1. It wasn't even a contest.
Golden Frieza. Again, just like Kid Buu, this is another forgotten
Kid Buu
Ultra.
wasn't running Glaze.
This guy was a very good
still,
character
like,
on initial
arguable number 1,
release.
which is crazy.
His strike card damage would melt your health bar like butter. Alongside his comeback kick,
I don't know if a yellow
where even
was,
if you were at
like,
full
optimal
HP,
to run
you'd
at
still
this
have like
time
a
as well.
quarter of health
I know
remaining.
Bombku was
Also,
being
shout
run.
out to Frieza for being the first character to introduce
That's all
this
I know.
mechanic.
He
As
was
for
like
this guy's
a tank,
longevity,
which-
he didn't really last long.
Tank.
The 6th anniversary power creep just completely erased this guy from
Not even.
existence.
Just
And the
the
only thing keeping him
nullification of his
somewhat
best
usable at the
mechanic.
time was all the Zenkai buffs you can run him with. He was getting hard carried by that. But
Like, I could
eventually,
swap
even
these
that
two.
wasn't
Kid
working.
Buu probably more
a very
so,
short
'cause
run
he,
of
like,
dominance,
hurt someone
but
that
he
was
did
very
last
toxic.
longer than Kid Buu. So you gotta give him that.
I'd say it lasts the same time, to be honest. No difference to me. The high tiers when I care.
Okay, so this next character is honestly really hard for me to rank and
CMZ?
kind of unfair,
Okay.
since he is still super new and has only had really
It's
a month
CMZ.
max to show us his
Which
overall
I don't even know
impact
how to
on the
rank him
game.
right now.
So for this, I'm solely
I
going to be
mean,
ranking this unit based off
actually-
of his kit design. Give it up for Ultra.
I'm trying to... Let me think about CMZ here, because, like, I'm not gonna... You know, he doesn't... It's December 10th on this, right? So it's early days for CMZ comparably to the others. If I were to rank CMZ on this, I'd probably put him... This is dominance, though. Like, their lasting and their dominance. He lasted longer than Janemba, so I put him above Janemba, which Janemba's not here yet. Turles and him probably are in contention for one another. I don't know. What number is this guy at? He's at, like, yeah, he's 17. I mean, maybe 15 peaking. Just because he doesn't even know anything about him at this time of this video, I'm just going to skip forward to go to number 16 here. So let's just go a little fast because he doesn't know. So, you know, anything. And if nothing else, and I was right, Janemba soon. If nothing else, MZ and CMZ were contesting number 1 for a good minute there because MZ's equip as well as CMZ's very goodness and pairing, obviously, of the two. So, is that his dominance or is that MZ's dominance? It's up to your discretion at that point because you could argue either or at that time pre-fest, but, you know, who knows?
Ultra Janemba.
Again,
This is
same
another
thing
pretty
as
forgotten Ultra character.
Frieza, Kid Buu.
And that's
I would say
mainly due to
Janemba's
his
the
quick
best of the
fall-off.
3 because
But
he didn't
thank
fall
God
off
he
through
did,
the greens
because
that
after I
fast.
remind you how broken this demon was in his prime,
so they did, so
you'll be
they're
grateful for it.
Counterparts of big
First
celebrations.
off, the obvious, his
So
unique
Janemba was a
gauge.
random month.
Janemba is the first
He wasn't
Ultra in the game
near
to have a counter
celebration.
gauge against
He's
melee-based
that close.
attacks, and can draw an
Couple
ultimate
months
once you
before.
activate it, which did a ridiculous amount of damage and inflicted your entire team with extreme
He was
bleed.
UGB.
And what made this even worse
What?
is the fact that
Strike.
he starts the match with a full gauge. This was so broken back then. And if you guys remember this specific video on my channel, the downfall of half of the units in that video was caused because of Janemba. LF Super Saiyan Namek Goku, LF Path to Power Kid Goku, Ultra Hit, Go Frieza, all these guys just got touched by Janemba once, and it was over. This motherfucker was such an annoying rat back then.
I mean, I guess he was good against them because he was just so dominant, and he stacks 20% damage per... I really don't remember how I know these fucking kits, some of them. Stacks 20% damage per card he does. I guess he would fuck them over and kill them fast, but, like, not for nothing. You could just put Orange Piccolo on a team. Like, I know Orange Piccolo was not very good, or PyCon even after this guy released, because Janemba and PyCon were very close to releasing, as they do, because same fucking movie. PyCon SG, obviously the revival. You could get away with some stuff where those units weren't completely big fives. I mean, Go Frieza could definitely tank a Janemba ultimate, like that was raw, frame 0, and you just get that shit out of the way. And then, you know, maybe you could, I think Janemba cancels buff effects, but like you could 3 or 4 card them, like Go Frieza Glaze, pop that first life, do a blue card later, kill that bitch, and then it wasn't that impossible, but the others, yeah. And UVB hit, yeah, no shit, obviously.
But ironically enough, he got a taste of his own medicine by being hard countered by an even bigger rodent. Bro was moving crazy in his prime. Thank God he hasn't made a comeback since. Please stay gone forever.
I hope Jen makes a comeback. I don't know why I just did.
Okay, so you may be asking yourself, how is Ultra Hit above Janemba when Janemba is the primary cause for this character's downfall? Well,
Ultra Hit was number 1 on release when he was fighting Blue Beast in MVP 17. Bro is the GOAT. That's how.
Well, it's mainly because of 2 big reasons.
Time skip.
Number 1, this character can stop time. Like, hello? This basically allows this character to get any free kill he wants, while also racking up extra damage for you
as well, referring to who was the best Ultra on their unique on their plat equip. And a lot of people said Ultra UI, which is correct, but people are not voting Hit. When Hit for a full, it was only a week. It was 1 week. But Hit required every person in the game that was fighting in this game between 7th year, part 1 and part 2, into part 2. When Hit got his plat equip, if you didn't run Rev UI, you couldn't play the game. His time skip would kill Blue UI, his time skip would kill everybody in the game, and he would get like 3 or 4 of it in a match. That guy was number 2 in the game, arguably, very copium argument, but arguably number 1 within Blue UI. Like, there's nothing like contesting this guy. Like, he just was him. He was fighting Blue Beast and MVP, then he was fighting new shit power creep, given he got fucked by Kaioken and Apeless because both did not care about his fucking time skip. But like, for the time he had to be the best, or one of the best, he was one of the best.
Win.
Like this
just
guy,
in case your match goes to timer.
He got aura.
And he can use his time skip ability multiple times in the fight. Not to mention, once you activate it, you'll get cards in your key bag to further assist in assassinating your op, while also being able to nullify endurance. People tend to forget and even downplay how insanely stupid this guy was in his prime. There was no character who was safe. As for the other main reason, this guy was the perfect partner to go alongside Go Frieza.
Yeah. Even
one
then,
of the most oppressive units in the game
point,
during 2023. This duo was crazy powerful, and it took the might of an Ultra character that stops combos to put both of them down. Another partner you could have ran Hit with was Ultra Rose. Time skip and paralysis on the same team?
And a fast
Kill me now.
blue card.
Absolutely insane character. And when he got his plat equipment during the 7th anniversary, he went right back to cooking just like in his prime.
For 1 week.
Even though it was like approximately for 2 weeks max before
It was
Mr.
1 week.
Boost Merchant
He
knocked
was
his
the
ass
1
back
week
into
before
irrelevancy.
part 2. Rev UI was the 2 weeks before. Hell is going on? Is this Beam Man? This hurts.
At number 14, I have the most annoying Ultra of 2025. Ultra Full Power Frieza. Now I'm sure you're all surprised at how low this guy is on this list. And I completely understand. In terms of just pure toxicity, this guy is easily up there with the likes of UMV and Rathan. His sub-count manipulation, infinite combos, disrupt, card cost increase, and of course, the death beam. Who thought it was a good idea to give an Ultra character a short animation projectile that does hella damage, goes type neutral, and nullifies endurance?
And aging.
And worst of all, you can infinitely spam this shit.
Overallness and aging. Frieza, I mean, he couldn't have aged bad. We get no fucking purples in this game. How the fuck could Frieza age bad? I mean, Turles, I'm contesting this with. That's really what I'm like thinking about, because Turles is like the main one. All the fusions, they're all a blur to me. Also, how the fuck is UVB not on here yet? UVB should definitely be below Frieza, like 15, 16. So like okay, there's glazing happening here, obviously. Every list is glazing. Turles lasted a minute, but like, dude, Turles had to fight the likes of TVB and Super Saiyan 3 very shortly after his release. What the fuck did Frieza have to fight? I definitely have Frieza above Turles, if nothing else. Like, yeah, no. I mean, just thinking about that right there, Frieza had no purple ops, as well as Turles had 2 green Jesuses that dropped. Like, yeah, no, I definitely swapped this around.
This is such a joke of a character that
I think
completely
Frieza's
goes
way
against everything
too
the new
high.
design philosophy stands for. But the main reason why I have him so low is simply because his defenses are already starting to show its age. It's mainly thanks to Ultra Zamasu, who can just obliterate this guy within 2 to 3
I mean, yeah,
cards.
CMC's
This
good
unit
against,
significantly hurt Frieza. And the fact that there's a high
Running with
likelihood
Namek,
we
you know
can
what I mean?
get another
Like, as you're supposed to do.
fest means that
And
Frieza is
CMC's
going
not
to be
always
pushed back
neutral.
even further.
It's pretty
I mean, this is
rare.
all in theory, however. But overall, as long as a dominant purple like Zamasu continues to run around, Frieza is not going to be able to have the meta in a chokehold like he did a few months ago. But just because of that, don't go downplaying this motherfucker. He's still annoying.
I think this is
as ever.
downplaying him
It's
quite a
just that we
bit.
have someone
I don't know.
around
He
now
should
to
be
keep
near
him in
like
check.
10, if nothing else. Like, peaking 11, maybe? I don't know. Can we get a fusion in here?
At number 13, we have Ultra Super Saiyan 4.
Okay, this is
Vegeta.
definitely some hindsight,
this guy is-
because now he's on boost again, and now he's off boost again, and all that shit that happened with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So this is definitely more hindsight within me, seeing this as late as I am. But even then, I mean, this is this not a bit slanderous? 13? This guy was top 1, if I remember correctly. As well as him being top 1, I mean, yeah, I don't... I don't know. I feel like it's got to be a little bit of slander. Yeah, no. Okay, let me hear this out.
ridiculously strong. Not only will he just completely incinerate your health bar, but he will just keep spamming card after card after card. And that's all thanks to his unique gauge, which also gives you auto counter nullification. So if you're facing any character with an annoying counter gauge like MUI Goku, you'll be able to attack right through it. And you want to know what's ridiculous about this guy? Somehow he is still able to dish out infinitely long combos, even after long combos have been nerfed, twice now. But of course, the bread and butter of this character, his switch attack
why is he
mechanic.
so low?
This is the main reason why I have this guy above so many other Ultras. And it's because this mechanic is something that is going to age phenomenally.
Yeah.
Not only does it further extend the combo, but if your health is low enough for when this guy switches in, Vegeta will just be able to kill you with the tap attack, since you can't switch out against it. This mechanic works on pretty much any team you put this guy on,
why is he low?
especially when Ultra Namek Goku is present.
Exactly.
A lot of times what you'll see when
Why
these
is he
guys are
low?
paired together is Ultra Namek Goku will lock
Bro,
somebody in, then
How the fuck is UVB above UV4? Bro. Again, hindsight a little bit from me here, but like, brother, UVB had 4 blue ops. Not saying he was their victim, but he had 4 blue ops on release. Like, the fusion glaze.
immediately
never
switch into
ends.
Vegeta and delete your opponent's health
I don't like
bar.
GT either,
and
bro.
there is absolutely nothing you
Damn.
can do to avoid this. This guy's also got
UG4?
other things like
UG4
infinite
is
cover
contesting
roll,
the move goal?
moving Dragon Balls on main, sealing a
Get
card.
to it, we get to it.
Very balanced Ultra, huh, guys? Really gives off those new design philosophy vibes, am I right? Another thing to mention, this guy is also the direct cause
Everything
for the
is a positive
unbearable
of him,
triple
by the
ultra
way,
that we had
of like
before
why he
Zamasu.
should be
Sometimes you'll
rated
still
better.
see these guys running around
Not one
occasionally.
negative has
It's
been
so
said
dumb.
yet.
While Vegeta is nowhere near impossible to kill due to his poor defenses and lack of disrupt, he will
This
still
was
give
pretty
you
good on
trouble
release.
majority of the
Hard
time.
cost upping by 10
and depending on how
was
the
a
power
lot.
creep of Fest treats
Like
this
a
guy,
lot.
we could definitely see this character stick around for a couple more months.
You have no hope of winning.
There was Ultra Beast being above. Okay, this is where the list gets off the rails. I see here. UV4 was our number 1. Ultra Beast, UVB, and UG4. UG4 less, but Ultra Beast and UVB guaranteed were contesting number 1. So we're talking about dominance of a unit. Ultra Beast was also. You need to get. I mean, dude, Cell dropped how fast? Bro, wait. How the fuck is UV4? How the fuck is UV4? UV4 has not fallen off a top 10 list since his release. Even now. Wait. This is slander on UV4's name, bro. Okay. Beast. Okay.
Oh my
Alright.
god, bro. Fuck you, dog. At number 12, we have Ultra
Yeah,
Beast
no.
Gohan.
Fuck no.
You know, To this day,
He was
it
Cell's
is still
victim
very surprising
and
to me on
MZ's
how
victim
devs actually handled this
a
guy's
few months
kit.
later.
I thought this guy was easily going to be the best Ultra in existence. Gohan Bias plus Beast and being a festival headlining unit to top it all off, shit just sounds like a recipe for disaster. But no, that's not how he turned out at all. In fact, many people consider this unit to be part of the discussion of being a balanced Ultra.
Compared
While I
to
myself
others,
have called this guy
yes.
balanced before, the more that I think about it, does a unit with a one-shot kill button that nullifies endurance and can be used multiple times in the fight come across as balanced?
You can use beam twice in a fight. I did not know that. If true, I don't even know if that's fucking true. If it's true, yes, I would consider that balanced, because guess what? This other Ultra of his auto gauge proccing, or this other Ultra of infinite combo or infinite beaming proccing, what's more balanced? I have to wait and get my ass beat down and plowed to get something that gives me a little bit of a comeback mechanic, or I have infinite everything the entire match. Probably the thing that happens once in a match instead of things that can happen 24/7 in the match. Again, I'd still contest one of the most balanced and fair Ultras in the game, and it's a very low bar, is Beast. Turles is in the same boat. Given Turles meta was hell, Turles himself was more balanced than not.
Yeah,
Same
not
contest
really.
there.
To be honest, the only reason why the community and myself was calling this guy balanced is solely because of Ultramon's Vegeta. This motherfucker was so broken that he literally altered the perception on how we view other characters.
Well, that's
to
every
the point where somebody with
Ultra.
a one-shot kill button seems fair. This guy is just so ridiculous.
I would still
We're gonna
say
get
it.
to you in a minute, trust me. But going back to Beast, he was definitely more toned down than your typical Ultra at the time. But that doesn't mean he still wasn't broken. Insane levels of damage, rush and ultimate protection thanks to his unique gauge, the arts cost
Yeah,
increase
he only
every time
lasted
you
a few
hit him,
months.
which
That's the
prevented
thing
a
with
lot
him.
of units from even getting a combo
MZ,
started.
Cell,
And of course,
Daima.
his special beam cannon, where if you
How
started a
fast was Daima
combo
to
and then
fest?
followed up
3 or
with
4
it
months?
right after, your opponent
It's
was
not that
dead
long.
guaranteed. And they couldn't switch out of it either.
Talking about UV4
This
being
character
top
also
10.
had a pretty good lifespan.
Talking about UV4 being top 10 for as long as he is, even when this list was being made, to now, to Beast not being top 10 during 6 months later. Here's UV4, he's in the same ballpark at least, and he's not even low top 10 right now, despite not even boost anymore. Like, I don't know.
Even being able to hold his own against the absolute hell we call Daima. But around the part 2 of the 7th
was
anniversary,
alright.
when
Holding
Kyle
his
Goku
up.
dropped, this is where this character would finally meet his end.
Beast
Because
was
by that
okay
point,
until 7th
his defense
tier,
is completely
but
aged
being
out.
like,
And Kyle
as
Goku being as
UV4
powerful
level?
as he is,
Hell
just
no.
completely shredded this guy
Hell
too.
no.
Overall, very good Ultra.
And same
If only
Frieza
they started
argument.
making
There
all
was nothing
Gohan
that
units
stopped
more
him.
toned
Well,
down
Frieza,
like this.
well, Beast
Maybe I
had
wouldn't hate him
Reds
so
that would
much.
fuck him.
Coming in
this
at
is
number
ways
11,
to
we have none
shit.
other than Ultra Vegito Blue. Regarded by many as the single most
MVP 17, sort of Hope Senkai, go Frieza. We're all running around when this guy had released, mind you. And the audacity to put him this high when units had no counteracts at their time of prime, and later on, yet again, Frieza, I will point as the main one. UV4 doesn't really even have a fucking counteract, I mean, until Gohan, which he just fucking happened. This is made before Gohan dropped, I'm pretty sure, so like, the audacity to glaze a fusion this high when it's so wrong is crazy.
character to ever come out in this game. And oh boy, did he
nice.
sure deliver. Not just in terms of animation, but in
Yes,
kit
for
as
some
well.
people.
The damage, the infinite combos, counter green against Strike and Blast, that gives him a blue card and goes type neutral.
Yep.
Him being able to restore his Vanish every time he kills somebody.
Yep.
His ultimate
And
that incinerates not just one, but your entire team's health since it's an AoE. The word broken doesn't even do this guy justice to describe how dominant
again,
this unit
he
was
was
on
top
release.
2.
And for some
He
reason,
was not
as of
top
recently,
one dominant
people
guy.
just love to spread false propaganda against him by saying things like Go Frieza was better, or this guy wasn't even dominant at all. And that's just simply not true. Even with multiple dominant counters in the meta, nothing could stop him.
What kind of dick sucking is that? Bro, zip up the pants. Zip it up? What are you talking? Bro has Janemba, Goku who locked in and canceled his neutral defense, neutral that he had at 50% proc, by the way, and Sword of Hope. You could say Sword of Hope. Janemba? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. I thought this guy liked UI. Where the fuck is Ultra UI? I guess he should be further up, but still. Oh my god.
This character was even able to
Yahoo.
survive the 2023 Fest power creep. and his generational run would have kept going, if not for Super 17 and Raihan officially putting an end to it. I mean, give this guy some credit. This was one of the worst metas in the game.
Yeah, no, they put end to him. Not the blue units that were direct counters like Janemba and fucking second Nameku. No. Super 17 put the UVB terror to an end. Don't do this, bro.
I will just never understand why people try to make it seem like this guy was a fraud. Sure, I'll admit, this unit definitely gets hella glazed. Some people even try to make it seem like this guy aged phenomenally and is still usable to this very day. Like, no bro, we're taking it a bit too far with that one. But going as far to say this unit wasn't top 1 and had no real dominance is just incorrect. No unit even...
Everyone called him arguable top 1. No one ever called him undisputed top 1. Not one soul. If they did, they were wrong. Not one that I remember soul was calling this guy undisputed top 1. The fact that he's saying it, you just put Namegoku as someone that didn't care, or he didn't care about Namegoku, when Namegoku literally was victimizing him. Given Janemba just was better than Nameku, so Namek got fucking aged to shit, and that happens. He was victimized by those blues you just showed.
I'm close to being on the same level as
and Go Frieza. Go Frieza the primary. Yeah, that's crazy writing. Is this UG4?
At number 10, we have Ultra Turles.
This is very high for Turles. Bro, how the fuck is UG4 gonna be? Oh, what the fuck? I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but like, UG4 is the one that's getting me right now.
This guy is another Ultra that a lot of the community likes to call balanced. And while I do understand why, since he's one of the most simply designed Ultras, with him not having all the crazy shit like auto counter and AoE green, in my personal opinion, I really don't think him not having those things made him any less balanced. This character was literally unkillable. No matter how many times you attacked, or how long your combo dragged out for, Turles would just tank the damage and heal it all back on his green.
Yeah,
matches were guaranteed going to timer every single time.
I'd rather that than get auto games. I can at least play the game.
Who also had amazing
tanking,
play the game, healing, and on top of that, his gauge disrupt. And it even became worse when you threw Ultra Majin Vegeta into the picture. A lot of people tend to forget how much of a problem this trio was. Not only could you not get a consecutive combo started thanks to UMV and Triku's disrupt, but when you finally were able to, Turles would just swap in and soak up all the damage like a living sponge. And even if you did somehow manage to get through Turles' defenses,
I love Turles.
Guess what?
One of my favorite Ultras
Round 2, baby, thanks to his comeback, which reduces all your vanish, key, and locks your rush.
Play around it.
All you could do is sit there and take it, and Turles would have his way with you.
You swap? I'd rather no. Wait, were you allowed to swap that time? I think Turles doesn't lock you in. He just reduces your key and vanish, so you'd play for the 50-50 of like, will they tackle next? So they stand there. What will they do? And you can play around it. I mean, if you were fucking last man standing, you lose, but like, okay. You got yourself in that situation. It's not fucking Turles' fault you got a shit spot.
Is the fact that you can run him on so many teams. You could have thrown him on movies. You could have thrown him on Sans alongside UG4. Yes, this was an actual duo you were able to run before UMV.
No, I remember.
It was an absolute nightmare. You could have ran him on a powerful opponent team. You could have ran him on Turles Crusher Core. Okay, I'm trolling. Nobody was using that dog shit. But my point still stands. There were so many team combinations you could cook up with this guy, and he would just be the perfect punching bag and rush sacrifice.
Yeah, he was the perfect character
while on top of doing insane damage and healing it all back. This character had such insane value for the longest
you could not rush against
and I say up until Daima came around is when this guy finally had his fall off. Since by then, he just couldn't tank like he used to. Absolute generational run for this guy. This is what Meadow Cooler wishes he could be.
I put Turles a little higher than this, but it's alright. It's alright. Like, I mean, like 11, 12, whatever.
At number 9, we have Ultra
Wow, the mosquitoes. I forgot he even exists. The mosquito himself. The Hornet now, I guess you could say, within his unique plot equip. Well, when it dropped, not now. But, okay, the Hornet. I mean, I get it. He had the 2 months where he was top 1 on boost and he was getting glazed for it, but he still, like, was warranted that glaze. Like, Go Frieza was glazed, but they were warranted glaze because they were top 1 within glaze settings. So it makes sense if it's, you know, actually making the unit do the thing they have to do, which is be the best. I'm not against this. Again, I think this is actually pretty accurate. Think about who's here beforehand. Yeah, I'm actually...
This is by far the single most downplayed Ultra in the entire game. I understand this guy's dominance lasted like a total of 2 months, but people treat this character as if he was complete utter dog shit on release, when that couldn't be further from the truth.
10th of a year.
This character landed a single card on you
once, 2 months, bro.
and the game was over. He would just keep drawing cards, Fill his unique
A
gauge
sixth
and
of
draw a
you.
green,
My brain.
use the green and draw another card, and keep repeating the same process of events over and
let
over
him blaze
again
with
until you
Vados
are
and,
dead. And his
Super
gauge
Saiyan
takes
Blue.
like 2 seconds to fill up, by the way.
Yeah.
He also increases his card draw speed every time he switches in.
And he
And
has
a
a
really
big
annoying
burst
thing he does
on his, like,
is he
green
also
into
seals your
blast or some
own
shit.
cards for 2 counts.
next arts.
And that little gap right there where you couldn't attack him allowed him to gain priority over you most of the time. The only reason this guy didn't last as long as he should have is because he got hard countered by 2 of the most broken red units we've ever seen. Bro
You
got
didn't
the
run him
Ultra
with
Super
them. He
Vegito
was just
treatment,
fucked.
but 10
He just got
times
fucked,
worse.
as well as
Be
Bleeding
very
is
grateful
shit
that this
timing.
character had a quick fall off. And the fact that his plat didn't make him as nearly as broken as he once was.
Probably
Because
should've.
out there is some alternate universe where MUI Goku was blue instead of red, which would have easily made the most toxic duo probably of all time.
I need purple boots on that too. Green cards. Who is this?
I don't know what the hell the devs were thinking.
He definitely deserves here. Frankly, now again, hindsight with these newer ultras because we know how they are now. He probably deserves better than this.
When they made this guy.
How the fuck is UG4 above this fucking... Bro, this thing?
But they took it way too far.
Yo.
Okay, so before you make
UG4's
any weird
above
faces,
this?
I understand probably why you're confused on
I
why
put
this
this guy
guy
like
is so
5
high
or
up on
4.
the list.
Maybe
This guy
5.
wasn't even the best unit in the game on release.
Yeah.
Frieza was
But he's
easily
a
the more
different
dominant
story.
one. But compared to Frieza and almost every other Ultra in the game, this Goku has multiple of the most timeless mechanics a unit can have.
Yeah,
to the point where if this
exactly.
guy doesn't get specifically countered, there's a
There's like very
possibility
few
he
that
could be
matter
the best
about
new
number
Agent
1
Ultra of
not
all
be
time.
number 1 to like
To start us
rate them
off,
high.
this
would be
character
one
has
of them.
comeback and a brand
And
new
you would be
ability
the
called
other.
KO guard, where if one of your characters die, Goku will swoop in and save the
He or
day,
she won't be
granting you
number
an
1.
extra life. And it's a good thing these mechanics can only be used one time during the match. Imagine if he could use both, that'd be way too broken. But regardless of him being able to only use it once, this is still the best form of character protection a unit could possibly have. There are so many situations where this mechanic will save you. The biggest example obviously being Rising Rush. Now as for his second timeless mechanic, his lock-in gauge. Oh my
Wow,
god,
what
this thing is so unfair.
Also faint. Also
Lock-in as a
support.
mechanic by itself is probably the most broken thing a character can have, since
yeah,
there is
multiple
almost zero
times.
ways of counterplay against it. Again, there are so many scenarios where you could use this to your advantage. You can lock in Rising Rush, lock in and use your ultimate, lock in a red character, and then switch over to your blue character to rush them. Like I mentioned earlier with Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you can just lock in your opponent and then switch into Vegeta to annihilate them. And this gauge is also constantly recharging on standby, so you don't even need to have Goku in the battlefield to get it. And on top of all
This is why
of
he should be
this,
higher, exactly.
he has an AoE green and a chance to inflict Feint on his blue card. New
Oh, yeah,
design
Feint.
philosophy, by the way.
Did I say that?
The aging on
Feint.
this character
He also
is
combos
going to
pretty
be
long
phenomenal,
comparatively with what he
especially
should be.
since we just got Super Gogeta for Fest. You know damn well you're going to see people pairing these guys up together. And this goes for any Saiyan character that comes out in the future.
any character in the
Hell,
game.
any character if I'm really being honest. You can just slap him on any team and he'll do just fine. Literally yesterday, I fought somebody using him next to Ultra Zamasu. Like, this character is not leaving,
got no
bro.
endurance,
And
bro.
it's
Why
the
not?
fact that they've already tried to get this
I
guy
hate
out
him
of the
for
meta
it, so why
multiple
not?
times, and nothing has worked so far. Prepare to see this motherfucker in 2026. He is here to stay, whether you like it or not.
Bit overrated though. A little bit. Who is this?
At number 7, we have Ultra
forget they
Goku
exist?
Black. For all you new
yeah.
gens complaining about
He needs
Daima,
pretty well.
you have no idea how annoying this guy
I
was
put
when he
Namek
was
above him,
released.
but you know he's
What
not.
did you say, nigga?
Okay,
he's
calm
in his
down.
boat.
Daima was obviously worse,
He's in
but
his
this guy
boat.
was still pretty bad back then as well.
Fucked
This
over Blue
character was
Beast.
such an annoying, toxic bastard to face.
Had
in his
Kid Buu
prime.
partner later on
Every
in his
single
life
time he
to
landed a
help
hit
against
on
UGB.
you, he would just inflict you with every single
But
debuff known to man.
Actually, maybe put him a little higher because he had UGB still like being an issue to him because UGB didn't stop until Kid Buu, which Kid Buu was after Rose. So maybe a little higher than this. Maybe like 10. I don't know. Nothing crazy, but like I don't know because he still had that problem. He wasn't like just immune to UGB. Like even having UGB as a partner did not stop UGB at the time. Like Kid Buu had to happen, and then when Kid Buu happened, they could talk better off on him. And then Purple Cell drops post Annie, and then obviously Rose's not good against Purple Cell because it's Purple Cell. Even though you ran them together.
Bleed,
10-9?
poison,
10-9?
paralysis,
Isn't far off,
arch
though.
cost increase, reduced damage received.
Actually gonna skip
Your health bar
forward.
stayed looking like
because
this anytime you fought him.
We
It was
have a lot more to go here, so let me skip forward here into the next.
Ultra of all time. Many becomes an extremely fan favorite character of the community. At number 6, I have none other than the GOAT, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Easily in discussion of being the most broken and toxic Ultra of all time. Many people
Bro, he ulted you, and then he stopped your combo. Let's calm down.
Will actually consider that to be the case, and it's completely valid. Counter gauge that counters every single attack in the entire game, which can be refilled in 3 cards, and instantly when you get him to half HP. The lock-in AoE green, the atomic bomb of an ultimate that is a guaranteed one-shot that removes Dragon Balls, 2 types of cover changes against Blast and Strike,
It's not a guarantee one-shot, by the way.
which he draws a blue card from that can restore your Vanish depending on how many cards you drop. His Last Man Standing buffs where he gets permanent type neutral, he can still rush, he can drop all your cards. It is just truly amazing to me how anyone in this community can sit here with a straight face and tell me this unit was ever balanced. Dooogote, looking at you, Hunk. Do we have a couple beers, smoke a bit of the za before making this video? Because what the hell is this shit, bro?
What? I'm confused to take. Ulton could one-shot UG4. Maj Saga was still the best team in the game when UG4 dropped. Best trio is still Kid Buu, Evil Buu, Ulton. UG4 didn't even get a real team until Omega. And then UG4 got dicked down by Triku a little bit, but UMV. So he aged like ass, because that's only 3 months later. And then he's eyeing on the best team in the game on release, given he's probably considered top 1 still, regardless of that. I'm not sure where the glazing comes to put him as number 6. But he put UVB in the almost top 10 or some shit here after on already. It was so ass to take, I can remember. It's AI.
There was nothing this character wasn't doing in his prime. Now, as for this guy's longevity during the rest of the year, yeah, we all know his fate.
I'm confused how this list works, because Frieza's whole premise would be that he's higher would be because he has longevity. But because this guy was good, but not even on the best team, but then fucked over fast, he is higher? I don't understand. Frieza's definitely more obnoxious than UG4. Frieza definitely had less contention points to UG4 after time. I don't know how UG4 could ever be this high. I would put like UG4 like 15, 14, probably like near Turles where I put him. Turles wouldn't be that crazy far off. I might just make my own list at this point because some of this is just overly
3 counter, 4 counter, 5 counters, also including Fusion
All
Gogeta
that mattered was
Blue.
UMV.
A pre-counter because the devs knew how broken this guy was going to be. A whopping total of 6 counters just to take out 1 unit. Really unfortunate that this guy had such a short reign of dominance. This guy would have easily been number 1 on this list if it wasn't for that reason.
Unfortunate.
But regardless, that still doesn't take away from the fact that this guy was an extremely broken and toxic character. I swear to God, if I see one more person calling him balanced, I'm generally gonna crash out.
Yeah, no, so. Yeah, UG4 was pretty balanced comparably. He wasn't on the best team, like I just said. He's getting fucked over very fast, like I just said. It's kind of similar to Ultra Beast, actually. Ultra Beast was still contending number 1 with Super Saiyan 3 Fest Goku, but people would still have Beast number 1, but it'd be like Super Saiyan 3 still has a better team within UMV. So you could probably say Beast number 1 and saying UG4 was number 1, but team-wise, this guy's edging out. DLF, that was before this character, Ulton, before UG4, Super Saiyan 3, before Ultra Beast. It's the same premise. Again, Ulton had cancel buff effects in his kit as well as Evil Buu. So if you ran Buu Saga and you ran that trio, which again was the best team in the game, you could just kind of not care about his ultimate as much as others, because here's 2 units that cancel buff effect. Evil Buu has defense neutral. Ulton's not the squishiest thing in the world. He has a pretty decent disrupt as well initially, as well as Kid Buu. He wasn't tanky, but he had a lot of fucking health, so he definitely could live some bullshit that you didn't expect to. Yeah, no, UG4 wasn't ever that bad. I mean, he was annoying, obviously, because auto gauge and no shit. And he's probably more healthy auto gauge than unhealthy, because he's deterring infinites at a time where infinites were the only thing that happened, right? Which is good, but still annoying. He would one-shot you if you didn't have the team that you were supposed to be running at the time, which you're running UMV has cancel buff effect, if Ulton has cancel buff effect, Ubu has cancel buff effect, Super Saiyan 3 has cancel buff effect. Like, there's a billion units of cancel buff effect at the time. Like, wait, that's after. But even then, if you're trying to talk about aging well, which he definitely didn't, which he's not, but if you were, because people are going to ride UG4 to Fusion, there's a billion units that just didn't care about him once he released, and definitely after his release, so I don't know about all that. That's Super Glaze, more than UVB, and UVB's guys.
I have been waiting the whole video to talk about this beautiful, golden, shining angel of a
This is a weird placement to me, because Red Beast definitely could just one-shot this guy, but because Goku Bardock was on the team, the drop combo blue wasn't as ideal in perfect to do 4. But, I mean, probably
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my
8,
GOAT. Ultra
7.
UI.
I'll give him that. Top 5. I don't even. I really want to know what my top 5 would be. There's been so many so far. This video is almost an hour long.
bro.
And it's gonna be an hour long.
Bro. Is this just not the most broken Goku character we've ever gotten in this game?
No.
This unit literally determined the outcome of a fight in less than 5 seconds. All he had to do was catch you with his lock-in and snipe you out of existence with his ultimate. And you were able to use this mechanic twice in the match, by the way. And on top of that, he of course has auto dodge since he's a UI unit, and can also dodge all melee-based attacks 3 times. As much as I love this character and enjoyed using him, putting my bias aside, I can admit he is responsible for one of the most unbearable metas of 2023, which that meta is also in contention for just being the worst overall in the game's history. This UI Goku, combined with Tag Goku and Bardock, and Revival Pikkon into Gogeta,
he says he just
unbeatable.
determines the
Purple
outcome in
characters
5
became
counts, but then there's
extinct
2
for
units that
months on
don't die in 5
and
counts.
even with LS Super 17
See what I mean?
at the
Like,
end
there's
of
biases
January,
here, bro.
although it did push UI
There's levels
back
to
a little
this shit.
bit, it wasn't enough to completely kill him off. Unless you had him at 5 stars like me, then yeah, it was over. But if you had UI at anything other than 5 stars, he was fine. This character was on a generational run, with it only being stopped by UG4, since UG4 could just counter UI Goku's ultimate when you locked him in. Don't worry though, my GOAT is definitely getting a plat this fest. Right, Tawny?
No.
Please, bro, get my GOAT his
Actually,
plat
no.
for
It was
fest.
actually FGB that made him get run less. People were running Rathan and UUI more often than not. So people would run FGB because, like, the first few weeks, he actually dropped the Assault Chain, and it would deter people from running this unit. And then here's FSV. I'm pretty sure it's FSV, actually, that hurt this guy the most, obviously, because the rush. So yeah, it wasn't UG4 that hurt UI. I don't know what the fuck.
I speak for every
what kind of
person in the
reality that
community
is.
when I say we all want this guy back in the meta. And will also forgive you and your entire team for every single horrible decision you made towards the game this past year. Please, Tawny, I need this. Okay, deadass, I actually did not expect the devs to give this guy a plat. I recorded this whole video way in advance, like as soon as the part 1 characters dropped, and went around Ultra Name my Goku got his plat. And obviously I was just doing a little funny segment for the video, but it turns out this is reality. I mean, okay. I mean, I'm obviously very excited for this, but this is definitely going to fuck up the meta for sure. But yeah, as I'm speaking right now, I'm recording this like a few minutes after his plat got announced, so y'all can let me know in the comments if this guy is top 5 or maybe even top 1. I wouldn't even be surprised, to be honest. This character is just so ridiculous.
I hate every UI in this game ever.
I hate him! I hate him!
Just UMV. Who is UMV? Radhans? Hello, UMV? Also, who am I forgetting here? Oh, UGB is going to be here. It's UGB, UMV, USG, and the Rat. Yeah, again, these are just units that you're going to see more so UG, UMV, and I guess all 4 of them, but I would say UMV the most. Just units that have mechanics. That's why Namek should be higher to me, because he's in the same boat. It's just that he's newer. Units that are just having unageable mechanics, with it being some auto-dodging bullshits on top of other bullshits, and it's the same thing within these 4. This order doesn't really matter to me. I would think
I've talked about this unit plenty of times already. And I'm sure all of you watching are familiar with this guy's kit and all the unnecessary shit he has. Counter blue, counter gauge, short animation AoE green that locks you in, armor break, his last man standing buffs. You get the point by now. This character is also responsible for, in my opinion, the single worst meta this game has ever created. That being him alongside Super 17. There was actually nothing you could have done against these two. No form of counterplay and no amount of skill could even get you close to winning. This is the only meta to date that has not only made me cry real genuine tears of frustration, but also got me to delete this game for like a month. But the thing that truly makes me hate this character is because his kit and mechanics are so timeless, and the game itself continuously keeps indirectly buffing him, that this character is never going to go away, no matter how old this game gets.
Relax.
For example, every single time Hybrids is meta again, this Gohan is going to make a comeback, because he gives his entire team armor break. And thanks to the new battle changes for the part 1 of the 7th anniversary, where you're now able to hold hearts cards from bench characters, meaning you could just throw Radhan onto the bench of any team, and you'll have armor break. Like, what else needs to be said? If there was ever a universe where the devs allowed us to delete 1 character from the game,
it would be
just 1 character.
Purple UI to introduce auto dodging
in a heartbeat.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, I'm done talking about this absolute waste of animations and model. Get the hell off my screen.
It's so ironic from someone that glazes UI. I love it so much. I love it so much.
The aging on this video just keeps getting better and better, huh?
Who are you? This implies USG to me.
Alright guys, we made it.
Oh,
the
it's all of
top
them.
3 best Ultras in Dragon Ball Legends history.
You actually had just better
These
time
3
framing
characters
as the
are
first
simply
Son
a
of
cut
Ultra.
above the rest. And their dominance and aging being unlike anything we've ever seen with an Ultra character before.
I agree.
And to start us off
These are
at
the
number
top
3,
three.
we have the community's favorite unit of all time.
3?
Ultra Majin
Would I have UGB
Vegeta.
or UMV?
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. I
probably
know
have
you all
UMV.
right now are grinning ear to ear and kicking your feet seeing this character on the screen. Look at that smile. You couldn't fake it even if you wanted to. In all
I'd have
seriousness,
UMV.
this is easily the most hated
get
character in
two.
Dragon Ball Legends history. And it's not really hard to understand
UGB
why.
had from Fest to pre-next Annie. So that's 5, almost 6 months at that point. Wait, I'm stupid. That's not how math works. Because he didn't go until UVB. He ran until Kid Buu. So that's 4 months. UGB had like this utter chokehold. UMV didn't have the full entire chokehold forever as long as that. Because, here is Red Miniku and whatever the fuck else that's good against them. But he was so, like, in the top tier discussions, kind of like UV4, actually. For so long, I would garner that his longevity is more impactful than UGB's full-out dominance, even though this guy still was very good. Again, UMV dropped as pre-Fest, then we get 2 Fest into Annie, so that's already 7 months, rather, until part 1 of Annie. So that's 7 months. 7 months of being in the top tiers of top 10, for the most part, barring Cell timing, or UGB being one of the top 3 for 4 months-ish. I probably side UMV, because he has more in his kit that's just aging better, I would say. I mean, the lock-in, the sub-cabinet.
I have talked about this character
I would say
countless
him. I
times on
would
the
put him
channel
too,
already.
yeah.
And I've even made a full in-depth explanation video for this guy. So go check that out if you really want to hear the specific details of his kit.
Like I only
But to put it
Ultra
simply,
Rosé.
this character is the sole reason why most of the
I mean,
releases
why I
in
did.
2025 have been as dog shit as they are. LF Kid Goku, LF Demon King Piccolo, LF Metal Cooler, and all the horrible Zenkais. The new
Cooler's
design
not that
philosophy
bad, bro.
really screwed
It's
over a lot of
fucking
units.
Cooler. It wasn't
But the
that
reason the
bad.
new design philosophy even exists in the
Especially
first
with 13.
place is because of
Who wasn't good
UMV.
with 13?
His toxicity, combined with Majin Buu Saga and the 2024 festival headliners,
All
both
the way
teams
till
creating
7th
the
year part
infinitely long
1.
combo meta,
part
damaged the game so bad that the devs needed to start redesigning units from the ground up to make sure a situation this dire never happened again. UMV was so broken that he was being considered a top 3 unit 7 months
it's still
after
happening
his
with the fucking
release.
Nameku. He's
What
not there,
a
but he's
nightmare
not
of a
far
character
off.
to face in his prime, which lasted way too damn long. We're never going to see a character like this
This is why I
ever
have
again.
iron. That hurts my ears.
Coming in at number 2,
Yeah,
Ultra
Keep him
Gogeta
there.
Blue. If you guys think
Hate 'em.
UMV ruined the game,
Hate 'em.
take a second to think.
My most hated
UMV
Ultra ever,
wouldn't even
and I hate
exist
every
if
UI
it
ever,
wasn't
so
for this
it's a really
guy.
tough contest
In
for me.
fact, any Ultra character right now with a counter gauge wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Ultra Gogeta Blue.
I disagree. I think
So
UI
technically
introduced it.
speaking, this
Purple,
character
because
is
he
the real
started
reason why
dodging
2025 has been
the
absolute
countering is
dog
not too
shit.
far off.
Also, don't even try that shit of saying Ultra Super Vegito is the one that started the auto counter trend. No, the fuck he didn't. His gauge is a completely different version than what UGB introduced. Gogeta
Not even
fans,
auto.
just stop
It's
coping
not even
with
auto.
your
You have
life
to fucking
and
do
accept that this
something.
character ruined the game. Yeah, this guy was
He
broken.
killed every ranged
and that's
unit,
putting it as lightly as
made every
possible.
UI nothing.
This character single-handedly killed all ranged units for months. There has never been a unit before that was so powerful
Even UMV
that it
didn't
completely
kill
killed
ranged
off
units.
a whole category character type.
he had the same
Any
gauge.
ranged unit to face this guy just got utterly blasted. And even if you weren't a ranged unit,
maybe UGB
you were
is
still a
too.
victim. For starters, obviously as I mentioned, his counter gauge. Once you activate it, he destroys all your cards in a Dragon Ball, goes type neutral, gets health back, gets a full vanish, and draws a blue card, which was a guaranteed one-shot for whoever it made contact with.
For most.
He's constantly getting more buffs and growing stronger the more the fight drags on,
Didn't he get
giving
Cuphead
him more
later
card
on in
draw
the fight
speed
too?
and damage. So if you don't hurry up and
Rush
kill
had
this
chance
character
to
as soon as
endurance now?
possible, then he was just going to solo your entire team with ease. I
No,
mean,
he
you
couldn't.
couldn't kill
Rush
this
Ultra
character
Beast.
anyway to begin with,
Pretty sure
so
he could.
it doesn't really matter.
What a character.
He can also go type neutral and restore his vanish on green. He has endurance cancellation on rush, which he also gets his vanish back from again.
UVB had
Another
something
thing
like
to
that.
mention, you were
Had
able to run
something.
Gogeta next to the best character in the history of this game,
And best
alongside
supporter
the
in the
best
game.
support unit in the history of this
you
game, LF Blue Beast and Red Pan, This was hell, man. Hell.
not a
It
good time.
was hell.
Not a good time.
There was simply no hope against this nightmare.
It's kind of funny. The number one
This
wasn't
guy
that bad of a
truly
meta
changed
compared to
everything.
the other two.
And his dominance lasted
Well,
way
you
too
know.
long. And the fact that
It's like
there's a
Ultras,
chance he
the
could
more
get
they
a
happen,
plat
the
for
more ruin the
Fest,
game.
God help us all.
And the king. Again, this guy lasted past the next anniversary into the
Coming
next
in
festival.
at
Damn near.
number 1.
He was 10
Ultra
months as like
Super
a top 5,
Gogeta.
I'm pretty sure. Top
There
3.
is simply no other Ultra in the game that even comes close to matching this monster in its prime. This is
Longevity.
another classic case of, if you didn't pull this character, why even bother
I
playing?
mean, GV wasn't
But the
bad.
main difference
ZGB
between
wasn't
Gogeta
bad.
and every other Ultra character on this list is the fact that there was no other unit in the game that could even come close to competing with him. Even with characters
Glaze
like
GV
Rathon,
wasn't too far
there were
off.
still
Let's- come
characters
on.
like Super 17.
Glaze
and a
GV
lot
wasn't
of the
that
community
bad.
actually argued
Glaze,
that he
though,
was better.
like 4 or
And
5x.
even with Ultra Majin Vegeta, there was still Ultra Turles, who was always one step behind him. And later on during the festival, transforming Vegito Blue and Ultra Beast
Yeah,
Gohan,
UMV wasn't like
who could both
number
hold
one
their
for
own
that
very well
long.
against him.
USG though.
But with Gogeta, there was no one who even came close to being on his level. The power gap between him and everyone else in the game at the time was laughable. His damage, his blue card that was a guaranteed one-shot, which dropped all your cards, his
lock-in
unique gauge
after
that gave him
Ally
a
dead
strike every time he
twice
filled it
while
up
neutral.
to allow him to continue the combo.
Like I say-
Once there was a dead
I say Zamasu Goku Black. It's like, yes, until someone dies on his team and then they're getting fucking 3-carded by strikes because he's neutral now and you're just fucking toasted.
ally, he was able to lock you in for 5 counts. And if both allies on your team were dead, then he was able to lock you in
gets
and
another
draw an
ult.
ultimate from it,
His ult!
making this character
His
the
balance
first
was
ever
his ult.
unit to draw more
They
than
didn't
one
nullify
ultimate in a
endurance, I think.
match.
That
The
was his
fact that he was
balance.
able to lock someone in twice in a fight
And his green card
is just
didn't draw a
so
card.
broken. Gogeta would just
Yeah,
one-shot
that's
somebody
it.
with his
That's all.
ultimate,
That's-
or
that
just
was his
use a
balancing
Rising Rush.
factors.
It didn't matter what he picked. It's not like the opponent could do shit about it. But by far, the best thing about this character is how well he aged. This guy lasted for about a year and a couple months. Why do you guys think Cooler ended up being as broken as he was?
Did he? USG, was it a year and a couple months? I'm more referring to like the top tiers then. Yeah, I think it was like 10 months he was like in the, or like almost a year that he was in like the top like 5 shit. Like that's what I'm pretty sure I'm referring to. Or at least on top 10 list. Did he really? I don't know if that's over.
It was because of
overglazed. I
Vegito,
think it,
Gogeta, and
it's
Blue
a little
Bardock
bit.
just dominating the game.
maybe I'm dumb.
While Vegeta was the one to truly suffer from Cooler, Gogeta actually survived. In fact, you could have ran these guys together since they were both sagas from the movies. Gogeta finally did start to see his fall off due to Blue Beast Gohan, but quickly came back into the picture once Ultra Gogeta Blue dropped.
I mean, there was no ever reason to
Another
run
buff to
USG
sagas
instead
from
of
the
Blue
movies.
Beast. Like,
And the
Blue Beast
perfect
dropped,
partner Ultra
USG
Super
was done.
Gogeta
That's,
needed.
that's
The
just
unit
fact.
to finally put Ultra Super Gogeta down
Which,
for the count.
exactly.
was-
I'm right. Because, like, put him down, sure, Rose did it. But you were just not running him after Blue Beast, which Blue Beast was right before the next festival. So a year later, 11 months, right before that next festival is when, guess what? Blue Beast drops. And it's like, well, no shit, Blue Beast is just outright better in every fucking department. I'm running him. So 11 months, he was in those top tier discussions. And once Blue Beast drops, here's Tag 4s as well. That's dropping, like, you know, let's get our USGs out of the way.
Ultra Rose.
Just get Blue Beast in.
By that point, Gogeta's tanking was well aged out. We are probably never going to see an Ultra character, let alone any character,
I don't think so either,
dominate
but
for this long
fingers
ever
crossed we
again. My bets are still on Ultra Namek Goku.
Nah.
This guy feels like the true successor
He has to
of
be
Super
the
Gogeta.
top one.
But like
thing
always,
for a good minute is the
only
thing.
time will tell. Anyways, that's gonna go.
I don't know. I think that's an interesting list. Again, there's so many fusion glazes that happen in every fucking list that I ever see about everything. So I'm just not even like surprised by it. I'm just like, I expected more UI glaze than fusion glaze, and I think UI was a little glazed here, but it was more valid than not. Blue Cow Ken, I was surprised by he wasn't overrated because it actually was just a sleeper pick. But like to me, that's the most forgettable Ultra. I just forget that he really is in the game anymore. But not a bad list. I honestly, I get this like an 8 out of 10. Just, you know, simmer down on the fusion dick riding of UG4 and UVB, and that's about it. Like, this is one of the better lists I've probably ever seen of anything of this entire game, or just of anything ever that I've reacted to a list for. So it's not bad. I definitely, again, could nitpick, and I could change XYZ, and maybe I'll even do my own eventually one day. You know, when a very broken Ultra drops and I just need to fucking vent and just talk about other bullshit. But I like this list. 8 out of 10. 7.5. 7.7. There you go. What do you guys think of my reaction to Slack X's Who is truly the best Ultra of all time? I'll see you guys in the next.